Hey, it's Mandy with Never Effing Settle. How the hell are you? So, for those of you who follow social media and my blog, you may or may not have noticed that there hasn't been a whole lot of content or things to follow lately. Thank goodness for programs like Hootsuite, where when I'm feeling well, can sit down and upload several different images, put in the captions, and then let it work its magic to auto schedule it. I don't know. It tracks all kinds of algorithms and stuff and decides when it's best to post what into which social media account. I let them handle that so I can do the mental health stuff. And so while there is still regular updates on social media in the form of individual entries, there haven't been any blog posts. Since I've been sick, symptoms have mounted. I've basically been sick since October. So anybody who's counting, that would be about 8 months now. And at first it was, maybe after surgery in November. And then I didn't feel any better. In fact, I felt worse. But then it was, we're recovering from surgery. And then it was, but this, but that. There's been lots of reasons. But at the end of the day, I have not been capable of doing a lot of what I'm used to doing. And that's hard to say. And it's hard to be vulnerable. But it is what it is. My clients that work with me every week know that I may be mentally capable of having a session, but I may not be physically capable. So that might mean that that session's going to happen with me propped up on pillows, but God damn it, I'm still going to have that session and we're going to talk. And sometimes I can't even necessarily do that. The reason I'm doing it in this way today is because I realize one of the things that's stopping me from doing my general blog posts is because lately sometimes my vision is blurry, and I notice it's more so when I spend a lot of time typing. So either I can't see well enough to type, or about halfway through the blog post, I can't see well enough to type. Now, does that mean I couldn't do half in one sitting and half in another? Of course I could. But to be completely honest with you guys, I've spent some time wallowing because I'm mostly just pissed off that I can't do the things that I want to be able to do the way I want to do them. Which any of you who know me know that the way I like to do them is to go, it's going to be great, and do it anyway, regardless of how I'm feeling, whether or not I'm tired, all of those things. I really have a bull in a china shop kind of approach to life where I like to just kind of barrel through, and that suddenly doesn't work anymore. And at first it was, well, I'll wait a little while. When I'm feeling better, I'll do this and this and this. But as I hit the 6-month mark, I realized we don't know how long this is going to go on or if it's going to go away at all. So I'm going to have to adjust. So I've learned to break things down into manageable tasks. I've learned to take breaks when I need to. I've learned to ask for help. All that shit I tell everyone else to do. And it's not that I wouldn't do it before. It was just that honestly, there wasn't a need a lot of the time. Now there's a need. And it's hard to admit that. But as we celebrated my youngest's 13th birthday last weekend, and I had to pack an O2 tank and a cane at 39 years old, it was time to admit that some things had to change. And for those of you who don't know me, it is not like me to not be able to sit and power on through a blog post or a 12-hour day. It is not like me to have problems with word recognition and forget what I was saying or what the word is for certain things. For those of you who don't know me, packing a cane was a really big deal because 2 years ago, I was first in the state and second in the nation in my division in karate, specifically Goju-Ryu. So to get to the point that I am now where I'm packing O2 tanks and canes, it's a huge change. But I'm working on it and I'm adjusting. Now, one of my favorite clients in the UK always jokes that she'll say, and I'm going to use your favorite word, authenticity. I know I'm big about being you and being real, but it didn't occur to me how often I must say that word. So the reason that I bring that up is because I do like to be authentic. I am the first person to admit that sometimes kids are assholes. And while I might love mine, I don't always love everything they do. And while I'm a very effective adult, adulting sucks, right? There's a lot of things that I think that we like to watch everybody else's highlight reel. And what you're seeing in social media is only what they want you to see. So I tend to be the one to say, yeah, I screwed that up. Or no, my kids don't always remember to say please and thank you. I swear to God, they remembered it better when they were 2 and knew that the word please meant a cookie magically appeared in their hand than now when I have to go, what do you say? You're 13 and 15. Why am I still having to say that? Just saying, sidebar, sorry. But the important thing is I do like to be authentic and I do like to be myself. Now, you might be saying, that's odd. You're sitting there with your green screen and all your fancy lights, which I had to recently figure out. For those of you who haven't heard the story, I am a therapist. This is not my thing. So I very quickly learned that when you have blue eyes and you don't have the right lighting on a green screen, you have no eyes. I don't know if you've ever had the unique experience of Zooming with a client with paranoid schizophrenia, but when a delusional patient and a paranoid patient, more importantly, thinks that their therapist has no eyeballs and you look like you've got 2 portals to hell, it's a real problem. So, lights. The reason all this is set up and makeup has happened for the first time since the last time is that actually I had to tape a video session with my boys over at YMHA. Your Mental Health Awareness, which is somebody that Never Effing Settle has been partnering up with. And for my videos, we don't do all this, but you know, I have to look like I didn't just roll out of bed when I'm on somebody else's show. So makeup. So that's why we decided to do this today. I had already done everything to set everything up. But the reason that I'm explaining all this is because I'm going to have to change the format a little. I don't know if and when I'm going to be capable of sitting down and writing for 3 hours to send a blog post out every week. You know, sometimes I have the time and I don't feel like it. Sometimes I don't have the time and I really want to. And then sometimes halfway through I get pissy when my hand locks up and I can't type or the words start blurring and I get pissed and I just stop writing it all together. So I have lots of half blog posts for the record. So instead, what I'm going to do, not with all of this, is that I am going to shoot videos talking about topics because I can speak even when I can't type. And if I forget words, you'll have to forgive me. At least you understand why. But that way, we can still have that ongoing community and conversation. I know it doesn't seem like a conversation when I post a video, but most of you know you can message me, email me, and it does start a dialogue. And that information for a lot of people is really valuable. For other people, it might not be. But if it doesn't apply to you, let it fly. If you're getting something out of it, I still want to be able to provide that. You know, access to care in the United States is a real problem, especially for mental health. We have the stigma going on. We have the ability that most people, even with the best medical insurance, don't realize that they don't have any behavioral health coverage. Then you add in the fact that the people who need the most skilled practitioners very often have agency practitioners, which a lot of them are amazing, but the majority of them are just out of school because the seasoned professional doesn't generally stay at agencies like that. And so the people who need it most have the most inexperienced people working with them. And I was one of those therapists. It's nothing against them. It's just there's a certain level that needs to be for different levels of mental health and their care. And so we have a real access to care problem. You know, someone joked with me, excuse me. Sorry, somebody joked with me that I was going to write myself out of a job because my blog posts are not 2 paragraphs that then say, and click here to find out more. And when you click, it's like you can buy 1 billion sessions, or you can sign up for this class or that class. I just give you the information. The truth is, I don't believe it would write me out of a job. And the reason is because I'm providing the information, but not everybody knows what to do with it. And honestly, what I'm giving you guys, I want you to have more than, have you considered yoga? Have you considered meditation? And those are valid options. But when we're talking about complex PTSD and trauma, you're not going to yoga your way out of that. So those people need more than what you're getting in a blog post. And because I specialize in trauma, you know, there's so many more levels that we do in a session that we would never get to in something like that. But for people who don't need a trauma therapist, I want that information to be out there, because I think we have an access to care problem. Well, I know we have an access to care problem. And I think there's a lot of people out there that would benefit from more than a 6 bullet point list infographic on Instagram for how to manage certain things. And so I still want to be able to provide that to you, but I'm learning how to do that in a way that fits the new normal. Doesn't mean that's always how it'll be, but that is how it is now. And it is how it's been for long enough now that it's time to make some changes. So as a general rule, this stuff will not all be all set up, because in the spirit of authenticity, I want to be able to just share the information with you when I can, how I can, where I am, and just be able to get that to you. Because anybody who talks to me doesn't give a shit about production quality, right? I spent a lot of time not doing my podcast because I no longer had the setup that I had before. And but what if they hear a car go by in the background? And then what will they think of the quality and this, that, and the other? And the truth is, I'm not trying to compete with professional podcasters. That's not my gig. What I'm trying to do is get information out there. And so I have to be okay with the fact that I'm not a sound guy or gal. I'm not proficient necessarily in videos and lighting and all of that. Believe me, this lighting was not set up by me. Instead, what I care about is getting you the fucking information and letting you do with that what you will. And if format is that big of a problem, the truth is you probably wouldn't be working with me anyway if things like that really worried you. Does that mean that somebody else might blow off a video with amazing content because it doesn't look a certain way? Yes. But I can't control that. So what I need to do is what I've set out to do, which is help. And this is how I can provide help at this time. So you'll be seeing more videos. Will not be like this. Probably won't be any blog posts popping up in the near future, but who knows? I'm gonna have to figure out how to talk to text a book. Anybody any good at editing? So as I'm making these changes, please bear with me, but understand that any shitty lighting, poor quality video comes from a place of desperately wanting to help and stay within my capacity to do so. So if you have any questions, as always, let me know. I'm still here. I'm still here for you. Let me know if you need anything or if there's something in particular, such as a topic or a situation that you'd like me to touch on in a video. And otherwise, I guess I'll see you soon. Have a great day. Take care and never effing settle.